Well, I've got an issue here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the individual components here, and you'll see that these are all the components that are from the udeploy environment. So what I'm going to do is actually add this work file here. And you'll see that the application gets added to this one. And then it actually allows you to see the source code so that you can actually make individual modifications if you want. This shows you all the configuration. And we'll save that. And then I can actually go ahead and provision it. When I provision it, it basically goes through the process of deploying the individual components. And you see here that I've deployed an OS. I go and configure the UCD component and then actually deploy the topology. And then when I go into UCD deploy, you'll see that it actually goes and creates the environment, shows you all the components that were deployed. Now, if I go in from a orchestrator perspective, and go to self-service catalog, deploy cloud services, and you can see all the templates that I had earlier. So I can select one of these templates. And it'll go pull up all the parameters for that, and I can actually deploy it through the same self-service interface. So this would be what your production team would actually go through and deploy through, especially if they need multiple copies of this environment, they would use this and actually see the stack details. Then I can go and deploy it. So this will go and deploy that stack. Here's the snapshot of the application that Eric was talking about. This is the actual JKE application and the individual components, and you can see all the deployments that we've done in the past. And then in the end, when the deployment has completed, So you can actually see this is image here. And go into, I can go into OpenStack and look what we've deployed. You can see the deployment that I did, the key that's running under, and basically what I can do now is I can go to this and I can actually see the application that's been deployed. I've got a JKE application. Any questions?
Yeah, David, they can't talk to you. They're all muted. But if anybody does have a question, if you want to raise your hand in your web share, I can unmute you. So far, no hands have gone up.
Okay, so that's what I had for demo.
So it's pretty straightforward, right? I mean, these are 3 different products in play, I think. ICO, Urban Code, Deploy, and Urban Code with patterns. Can you verify that?
That's correct.
Okay. Any other demonstrations that you want to show?
No, the main was creating the pattern and then deploying it from both tools, both from the development side of Urban Code Deploy with pattern, and then also from the ICO side.
Right. So you get the same behavior regardless of the interface that's used. So you can kind of, people are going to be in the friendly home that they like to be in, depending on their role and what they're usually doing, which is really cool. And I think, you know, man, we got through that fast, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? That becomes really easy to get new environments, to move changes through environments, and all that friction just goes away, and people can really focus on slinging some code, getting some changes done, and delivering some value for the business, which is super cool.
Yeah, we definitely agree. So if anyone on the call wants to ask a question, there's a little hand that you can raise your hand, and if you raise your hand, I can unmute you. I'm not sure if you guys see that. If not, then I think Eric, Chris, and David, that's really all we had to show today, right?
That's correct.
I think so. And David, if somebody wants to say, well, you didn't show my favorite piece of middleware in there, or, you know, I didn't see all those cool audit logs. Man, I'd be interested in seeing a lot more. I'm sure you'd be happy to do a good 90-minute demo of something here.
Yeah, we can build something from scratch in more detail. We actually have an event where they can actually log into a system and try things out, build their own application. So we have some options there.
Yeah, it looks like we do have a question. So, Joanne, you're the one. I'm going to unmute you so you can ask. Joanne?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm not on the phone. Oh, okay.
Go ahead and ask your question.
So in terms of deploying to different environments, you talked about using patterns and all. And I'm wondering about what you see as the other advantages to a customer in using ICO for managing those different environments, what do you think are the key features that make it beneficial to include with the purchase of UCD?
Yeah, I would say the biggest advantage is the business process flow. What we showed was a basic deployment, but it actually allows you to do approvals and integration with your other systems. So, as a developer test, it makes a lot of sense to have them just directly deploy, right? But once you move into production, a lot of times there's audit and or change control processes that are required, updating SDNDB, maybe entering a service desk ticket, things like that. And the beauty of ICO is that it can actually handle that as part of the business process on the back end for you, so that you're not having to do all those manual tasks, but still in compliance on your production side.
Okay, great. Thank you.